I feel that one of the difficulties that Governor Lingo had and Lieutenant Governor Iona had was the relationships and being able to work with the legislature. And that's what I offer. One of the things that I will offer, my vision is to make sure that legislative session on or off, that we have those relationships. We're working with people on the legislative, in the legislature, and making sure that all of these great ideas that the Republicans have can move forward by working with the Democrats. Now, you know, it's going to be contentious. It has been for me, but there is a mutual respect that there is between the Democrats and the Republicans when it comes down to it, and we're fighting on bills.
Okay. Well, what about you? I'm going to put you on the spot. Lieutenant Governor, what kind of job is he doing?
Oh, I think he's doing a fabulous job. I think he's getting out there and talking about the things that are really important, which is families. I remember he was saying something, I heard that it's easier to nurture a child than it is to fix a broken adult. And I was on the legislative task force working with the House and Senate leadership. I've had legislative experience, not from the standpoint that Lynn has had, but I was on this task force for 3 years working with people of all different persuasions and different points of view, in crafting legislation relating to family court issues. And I also know that the governor was doing, and Lillian Kohler, just doing this monumental job dealing with issues of foster care and families and trying to keep families together, and the drug problems that we faced and how they were handling all of that. And I am just an admirer of the governor. I mean, I watch her all the time and how she handles herself, and I try to emulate her coolness and her calmness.
She doesn't get rattled. I know that from press conferences.
She doesn't get rattled. I've seen her when she gets asked.
She might scold you, but she doesn't get rattled.
I saw her answer one question where she was asked something, and I was just watching her face go through this, and she just.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And
cat.
you know, and I don't think her election was a fluke. I mean, that's the thing you hear from the Democrats. Oh, it was a fluke. Like they think Charles' election is a fluke.
I think 8 years, you can't really say it's a fluke anymore.
Well, no, but at the beginning, but, you know, and even when she won the second time, they gave up. But they were like, oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think Charles DeJue's election was. No, I think people want something different. I think they want something new. I think people in Hawaii have always been interested in a different viewpoint, a different approach, and that's why it's important to have more Republicans in the legislature and a Republican executive and lieutenant governor.
I think most people would agree it's important to have a balance in the government. Okay, if you could wave your magic wand, I'm assuming you have one. I'm assuming you have one too. What would you change in Hawaii, and what would you keep?
What would I change in Hawaii? Oh, that's so hard to just say one thing.
No, you don't have to pick one thing. No,
Two
I'm
things.
saying if you have a magic wand, you can change anything in Hawaii.
Okay.
We don't have a half an hour, but if you can tell me in 2 minutes.
Two things: education system and business environment. So, if we have more time, I would love to go into that.
Expand. Sure.
Oh, okay. On the education front, we can have all the different tools that you want. I think that local school boards is a great idea, but our root problem is that we need to change the culture within the education system. And how do you achieve changing the culture within the education system? And that's one of the reasons why I was for local school boards, because local school boards would allow for competition, it would allow for innovative ideas, and for the different islands or counties or whatever we ended up breaking it down into to compete with each other, to innovate, to be innovative, and see that other people are trying new things. That's why I'm also an advocate for public charter schools. Like I said, my kids went to a charter school, and I'm seeing that those in the community, whether it be principals, teachers, parents, when they have control over their own money, they tend to spend it way better than a central bureaucracy can. Regarding our economy and jobs, private sector jobs is where I am in promoting that, helping businesses to help turn around our economy. I'd like to see lower taxes. I'd like to see less government, and I'd like to see us promoting businesses to move forward and invest in their businesses. And you can do that by those other suggestions that I had.
Okay, great. What about you? Your magic wand?
Well, I don't disagree with Lynn on those. I think those are things that need to be changed. And going beyond that, I think we need to change the way people think. I think the nation is at a crossroad. I think we're really in a battle for the very soul of the country. What do we stand for? Hawaii's at a crossroad. You know, we have aloha and ohana in our hearts, but somewhere it seems like it's sort of off track. And the children's dreams, they're not being empowered. I mean, I think we need to go out into the community and talk to the children and talk to the families and show how a different approach of things, when you pass a law, does it empower people? Does it give them more freedom to do what they want to do, to fulfill their dreams? Like you get small business, they're passing taxes and regulation. Instead of looking at it from a point of view of this is a way to make money for the government, for programs that aren't efficient or effective, does it promote and encourage people to dream and dream bigger? I think that's what Hawaii wants, is they want to see a dream, they want to see a vision that's bigger than Hawaii, where we can take all of the feeling that we have of ohana and aloha, use those values that we all share to solve the problems here as an example to the rest of the country and the world. And I think it's going to be that we really have a good chance of doing that because that conference is coming here next year, and that would be certainly a place to showcase that attitude, using that attitude to do what's pono, what's right, not what's politically expedient, but doing the right thing.
Okay, so in terms of the Tea Party, we hear about the Tea Party all the time. Nationally, we have a Tea Party locally. What kind of impact do you think that might have made, say, on Charles DeJue's race?
I think it was a tremendous impact because the Tea Partiers are people who may have been apathetic before and feeling, especially in a strong Democrat state, that they wanted their voices to be heard. You know, I worked very hard with those people on the platform and at the Hawaii Republican Party and the platform committee of the Hawaii Republican Party to put something together that would go back to the basics of what we believe in. We put a platform together that stood for liberty, limited government, individual responsibility, fiscal accountability, and equality of opportunity. And I think those types of values and principles resonate with the Tea Party folks. I've had several opportunities to meet with Tea Partiers, and I'm really glad that they're excited, they're involved, they're engaged, and they're participating, and they're helping people like Charles DeJue, and I hope all of the Republican candidates in their races. So I think it's a very positive movement moving forward for Hawaii to have them involved.
A lot of Tea Partiers don't consider themselves Republicans. They might be conservatives, they might be Democrats, they might be libertarians. But it seems like it's coming together to the middle to make sure that there's more fiscal accountability, at least, right?